The week of February 17th to 21st, 2025, is shaping up to be a momentous time in the world of Days of Our Lives, filled with high-stakes drama, heart-pounding suspense, and the kind of shocking twists that fans have come to expect. As the DiMera family's dark and manipulative grip tightens around Salem, two lives are hanging in the balance. Will Rafe Hernandez and Ava Vitali survive the deadly scheme set in motion by the ruthless DiMera family? Or will their struggles for survival only end in tragedy? At the heart of this tense story are two former lovers, Rafe Hernandez and Ava Vitali. Once their relationship was filled with passion, but now, circumstances have thrown them into a reluctant alliance, bound together by the chilling need for survival. Both are victims of a cruel and sinister plot orchestrated by the powerful DiMera family. Abducted from their homes and held hostage in the grand, decaying Aremid estate, a former symbol of the DiMera empire, they are trapped in a nightmare from which there seems to be no escape. Every move they make, every word they speak, could be their last. It is E.J. DiMera who has masterminded Rafe's abduction. Having narrowly avoided being discovered in a secret cellar by Jada Hunter, Rafe was swiftly moved to the isolated Aremid estate, where an even more unsettling sight awaited him. To his horror, he found his former lover, Ava, bound to an antique wheelchair, unable to escape the clutches of her captors. The reunion was anything but sweet. It was a grim reminder of the dangerous game they were now forced to play. Their history together was marred by betrayal, but now, more than ever, they need to rely on each other if they hope to survive. However, the true horror of their predicament lies in the hands of the DiMera's. E.J. may be the mastermind behind the abduction, but his sister, Kristen DiMera, is far less conflicted about what should happen to Rafe and Ava. For Kristen, the solution is simple and cruel: eliminate the problem. What follows will be a week of deadly decisions, as the DiMera siblings are faced with the final choice: what to do with their hostages. One option is to ship Rafe and Ava off to the remote DiMera Islands, ensuring they will never return to Salem to threaten the DiMera family's power. But the DiMera's are known for their ruthlessness, and as the days tick by, the idea of permanently silencing their captives begins to take hold. With the cold and calculating Rachel Blake stepping into the role of the DiMera's gatekeeper, the stakes have never been higher. Rachel, a woman thought to be dead, has returned from the ashes, her return leaving even the most hardened of Salem's residents reeling. She has managed to convince E.J. to keep Ava's captivity a secret, becoming the enforcer of the DiMera's twisted game. Under her watchful eye, Rafe and Ava find themselves in an increasingly hopeless situation, with no one to rely on but each other. But it is not only E.J. and Kristen who hold the fate of Rafe and Ava in their hands. Rachel Blake, whose presence is as chilling as it is enigmatic, is more than willing to get her hands dirty. She sees this as the ultimate opportunity to help the DiMera's erase their problems once and for all. With Rachel on their side, the decision to eliminate Rafe and Ava permanently seems more likely than ever. But even as Rachel eagerly steps into her role as the enforcer of the DiMera family's dark will, questions loom. Will E.J. and Kristen truly go through with this cold-blooded decision? Or will the bonds of family, however frail, intervene and stop them from committing murder? As Rafe and Ava find themselves fighting for their lives, one thing is clear: they are not ones to simply roll over and accept their fate. Both have faced impossible situations before, and if they are to escape the clutches of the DiMera's, they must rely on their wits, their strength, and the remnants of their former bond. Will they be able to turn the tables on Rachel Blake and the DiMera family? Will they find a way to outsmart their captors, or will they fall victim to the DiMera legacy of cruelty and bloodshed? Meanwhile, the chaos in Salem continues, and not all the drama revolves around Rafe and Ava. Elsewhere in town, another crisis is unfolding. Tate Black and Sophia Choi are grappling with one of the most difficult decisions a parent can make: the future of their unborn child. After much emotional turmoil, the couple has made the heart-wrenching choice to place the child up for adoption. But even this decision is fraught with obstacles. Sophia's mother holds the power to approve or reject the adoptive family of their choosing, and her verdict could change everything. Will Sophia's mother support her daughter's decision, or will she throw an unexpected wrench into their already complicated plans? As if the drama in Salem wasn't intense enough, a familiar face is set to return, bringing even more chaos with her. Vivian Alamain, the ever-dangerous and calculating socialite, is back in town. Her arrival is sure to stir up trouble, particularly with her surrogate son, Philip Kyriakis. The Kyriakis family has been no stranger to turmoil, and with Vivian back in the picture, things are about to get even more complicated. What does Vivian have planned for Philip, and will her return spell more destruction than reconciliation? As the week progresses, Days of Our Lives promises to deliver shocking twists, heart-stopping confrontations, and a desperate fight for survival. The question on everyone's mind is, will Rafe and Ava manage to escape the deadly grasp of the DiMera's, or will they meet their end at the hands of their ruthless captors? And how will the return of Vivian Alamain shake up the already fragile world of the Kyriakis family? Will Tate and Sophia's adoption plan survive the meddling of Sophia's mother? The answers are coming, and they won't be what you expect. Days of Our Lives fans can expect nothing less than pulse-pounding action and dramatic confrontations as the stakes grow higher and the players in this deadly game are forced to make choices that will change their lives forever. One thing is for sure, danger is never far away in Salem, and the shadows of the DiMera family loom large over everything. Will Rafe and Ava escape with their lives? Will Vivian Alamain's return be Salem's undoing? Stay tuned, because the twists and turns are only just beginning, and in this world, no one is ever truly safe. The Great Escape, Rafe and Ava's desperate bid for freedom. Once captives in the sinister Aremid estate, Rafe and Ava's situation seemed hopeless. Bound, watched, and awaiting an uncertain fate, their only choices were submission or death, until now. With their captors distracted, Rafe used his keen survival instincts to free himself from his restraints. With Ava still weak from captivity, he knew time was running out. Working together, they outwitted Rachel Blake, locking the so-called woman in white in the very room that once served as their prison. With Rachel neutralized, they had one final obstacle, EJ and Kristen DiMera. The powerful siblings had every intention of ensuring their prisoners never left Aremid alive. But they underestimated just how determined Rafe and Ava were. In a stunning turn of events, Ava set a trap, luring Kristen into an ambush while Rafe overpowered EJ. A desperate struggle ensued, culminating in Kristen being left unconscious while EJ was forced to make a difficult choice, chase his former prisoners or save his injured sister. Ultimately, he chose the latter, sealing Rafe and Ava's victory. As Rafe and Ava fled into the dense woods surrounding Aremid, they knew their fight wasn't over. The DiMera's would not rest until they were found, but for the first time in weeks, they had a fighting chance. Meanwhile, Rachel Blake faced a reckoning of her own. Having spent years operating in the shadows, manipulating and deceiving, she now found herself completely alone. With her true identity exposed and her power slipping away, she had no one left to protect her. Realizing she had outlived her usefulness to the DiMera's, she attempted to broker a deal with EJ and Kristen, but their patience had run out. With Salem authorities closing in and no allies left, Rachel was left with no choice but to disappear into the darkness, perhaps for good. Aftermath in Salem, the DiMera family in chaos. Back in Salem, the news of Rafe and Ava's escape spread like wildfire. The DiMera family, already on shaky ground, found itself teetering toward collapse. EJ and Kristen were forced to face the fallout of their actions. With the authorities closing in and their enemies growing bolder, their once unshakable grip on power was slipping. Would they be able to recover, or was this the beginning of the end for the infamous DiMera's? Meanwhile, Rafe and Ava, despite their newfound freedom, knew they were not safe. The DiMera's would not forgive or forget, and their battle was far from over. But for now, they had survived, and in Salem, survival is the first step toward victory. Elsewhere in Salem, shifting fates and unexpected twists beyond the chaos in Aremid, another crisis looms in Salem. Tate Black and Sophia Choi are struggling with an incredibly difficult decision, the future of their unborn child. With emotions running high, they have made the heart-wrenching choice to place the baby up for adoption. However, one significant obstacle remains: Sophia's mother. She holds the power to approve or deny the chosen adoptive family, and her verdict could change everything. Will she stand by her daughter's decision, or will she throw an unexpected wrench into their already complicated plan? And just when Salem thought it had seen enough turmoil, a familiar force of nature is about to return. Vivian Alamain, the ever-calculating and dangerously unpredictable socialite, is making her way back to town. This time, her focus is on her surrogate son, Philip Kyriakis. The Kyriakis family has seen its fair share of internal struggles, and with Vivian back in the picture, things are bound to get even more chaotic. What plans does she have in store for Philip, and will her return bring more destruction than healing? As the week unfolds, Days of Our Lives fans can expect shocking twists, pulse-pounding confrontations, and a desperate fight for survival. Will the DiMera's recover from their loss, or is their empire on the verge of collapse? What impact will Sophia's mother have on Tate and Sophia's adoption plan? And what kind of havoc will Vivian Alamain unleash upon her return? Don't miss a minute of the action, because in Salem, danger is always lurking just around the corner.